जा बाबा की अंतर द्वार, उड़ जा प्यारे वतन में, नीले अंबर के उस पार पंछी रे। प्यारे से वतन में हो, प्यारे से वतन में, उस मीठे से वतन में हो, अव्यक्त वतन में हम उड़ के चले प्यारे से वतन में, उस मीठे से वतन में।
Om Shanti. Today, the world transformer Bap Dada Today, the world transformer Bap Dada has come to meet his companion children. He is seeing 3 special godly attainments on the forehead of each child. He is seeing 3 special godly attainments on the forehead of each child.
Holiest.
One is holiest.
Highest.
Then highest.
Or richest.
And richest. Holiest, highest, and richest. These are the 3 special godly attainments Baba is seeing on the forehead of each child.
Foundation here.
The foundation of this knowledge
Holy.
is holy. That is to become pure, to be pure. The foundation of this knowledge is holy, that is to be pure.
तो हर एक बच्चे holiest है.
So each child is holiest.
पवित्रता. सिर्फ ब्रह्मचर्य नहीं.
Purity is not just celibacy. Purity is not just celibacy.
मानवाणी. कर्म. संबंध. संपर्क में पवित्रता.
But purity in thoughts, words, deeds, relationships, and connections.
आप देखो.
Just see.
आप परमात्मा. ब्रह्मात्माएं.
You godly Brahmin souls. Just see. You godly Brahmin souls
तीनों ही काल में holiest
are the holiest in all 3 aspects of time, the beginning, the middle, and the end.
पहले पहले आत्मा
First of all,
जब परम धाम में रहते हो
when you souls reside in Paramdham,
तो वहाँ भी holiest हो.
there too you are the holiest. You are the holiest there.
आत्म में आते
You are the holiest there. Then, when you come down in the beginning,
तो आदिकाल में भी
when you come down in the beginning,
रूप में holiest
you are the holiest souls in the deity form.
आ रहे.
You were the holiest souls in the deity form.
holiest अर्थात पवित्र आत्मा की विशेषता है.
The speciality of a holiest soul, that is, of a pure soul, is that of remaining completely pure while living in a family, while living with a family.
और भी पवित्र बनते हैं.
Others too become pure,
लेकिन आपकी
but
पवित्रता की
the
विशेष
speciality of your purity is
स्वपन मात्र भी
that
अपवित्रता मन बुद्धि में टच नहीं करे.
is that impurity doesn't touch your mind or intellect even in your dreams.
सतयुग में
In the golden age,
आत्मा भी पवित्र बनती
souls are pure
और शरीर भी आपका पवित्र.
and your bodies are also pure.
आत्मा और शरीर दोनों की पवित्रता
The purity of both the soul and the body of
देवात्मा रूप में
the deity souls
रहती है. वो श्रेष्ठ पवित्रता है.
is elevated purity.
जैसे holiest बनते हो इतना ही highest भी बनते हो.
Just as you become the holiest, In the same way, you also become the highest.
सबसे ऊंचे ते ऊंचे ब्रह्मात्माएं और ऊंचे ते ऊंचे बाप के
Just as you become the holiest, in the same way you also become the highest. You are the highest of all Brahmin souls, and you have become the children of the highest on high Father.
परम धाम में भी
In the beginning, in Paramdham too,
हाईएस्ट अर्थात
you are the highest.
साथ
That is, you reside with the Father.
मध्य में भी
In the middle too,
पूज्य आत्माएं बन
you become worthy of worship souls.
कितने सुंदर मंदिर बनते हैं
Such beautiful temples
कितनी विधि
are built to you, and you are worshipped with such discipline, with the right method.
जितनी आप विधि पूर्वक देवताओं के मंदिर में पूजा होती है
You deities are worshipped in the temples with the highest, with the right method,
औरों के मंदिर बनते हैं
with the right method.
लेकिन विधि पूर्वक
Although temples are built to others too, but only your deity form is worshipped with the right method. So,
holiest भी हो
you are the holiest
और हाईएस्ट
and also the highest.
साथ में
Together with that,
रिचेस्ट भी हो
you are also the richest.
दुनिया में कहते हैं
In the world, it is said,
richest in the world
so and so is richest in the world. So the names are announced who are the richest in the world. So in the world, it is said richest in the world. But you elevated souls
richest in
are the richest in the whole kalpa, in the whole cycle.
richest हो
You are the richest throughout the cycle.
अपने खजाने स्मृति में आते
Do you remember your treasures?
कितने खजानों
How many treasures are you the masters of?
अविनाशी खजाने जो इस एक जन्म में
The imperishable treasures
करते हो
that you attain in this one birth
वो अनेक जन्म चलते हैं
last for many births.
और कोई कभी
No one else's treasures
अनेक जन्म नहीं चलते,
last for many births.
लेकिन आपके खजाने
However, your treasures
अध्यात्मक है,
are spiritual. Your treasures are spiritual.
शक्तियों का खजाना,
The treasure of powers,
ज्ञान का
the treasure of knowledge,
गुणों का
the
खजाना,
treasure of virtues,
श्रेष्ठ संकल्प का
the treasure of elevated thoughts, and
समय का
the treasure of the present time.
ये सर्व खजाने
All of these treasures
जन्म जन्म चलते,
last for birth after birth.
एक जन्म के प्राप्त हुए खजाने
The treasures attained in one birth,
साथ
the
चलते,
treasures attained in one birth go with you.
क्योंकि सर्व खजानों के दाता
Go together with you because you have attained them from God, the Father,
बाप द्वारा
the bestower of all treasures.
होता है।
So they go with you, they go together with you because you have attained them from God, the Father, the bestower of all treasures.
कि हमारे खजाने
So, do you have the intoxication that your treasures are imperishable? Do you have this intoxication that your treasures are imperishable?
इस आध्यात्मिक खजानों को प्राप्त करने के लिए
In order to attain these spiritual treasures, you have become easy yogis. So you have become easy yogis in order to attain these spiritual treasures.
खजाने
You accumulate the treasures with the power of remembrance.
इस समय भी
Also at this time,
इन सर्व खजानों से संपन्न
also at this time,
बेफिक्र बादशाह
you are carefree emperors who are full of all treasures.
कोई फिक्र है फिक्र
Who are full of all treasures.
ये
Do you
खजाने
have
जो
any
है,
worries? Do you?
इसको न चोर लूट सकता,
You do not have worries because these treasures cannot be stolen by any thief.
न पानी
No
डुबो
king
सकता,
can take them away, nor can water drown them, nor can water drown them.
इसलिए
And you are therefore carefree emperors.
तो ये खजाने
So, So,
स्मृति में रहते हैं।
do these treasures always stay in your awareness? Do they? So, do these treasures always stay in your awareness? Do
और
they?
याद भी सहज क्यों है?
And why is remembrance easy?
क्यों?
Why is remembrance easy?
सबसे ज्यादा याद का आधार
Because the basis of having
एक सब
greater remembrance is relationship and attainment. Due to relationship and attainment, you are able to remember easily.
जितना प्यारा संबंध होता है
The lovelier the relationship,
उतनी याद
the more natural your remembrance.
योग संबंध में
And
स्नेह होता है
because there is love in
और
the
जहाँ
relationship,
स्नेह होता है
and where there is love,
तो स्नेह की याद
it is not
करना मुश्किल
difficult to remember the one you love.
लेकिन बोलना मुश्किल हो
Yes, in fact, it is difficult to forget that one whom you love.
तो बाप ने
So, the Father
सर्व संबंध
has
का आधार बना दिया
created the basis for all relationships, and that is love.
सभी अपने को
Do all of you
सहज योगी
experience yourselves to be easy yogis? Do you?
वह मुश्किल योगी
Or do you think it is difficult?
सहज है
It is easy, is it not?
कि कभी सहज है कभी
Or is it easy sometimes and difficult at other times?
जब आपको
Or is it sometimes easy and sometimes difficult?
याद करते हो
When you remember the Father with
तो याद
a relationship and with love, remembrance is not difficult at that time.
और प्राप्तियों को याद करो
Also remember the attainments. So remember the relationship and also remember the attainments.
सर्व प्राप्तियों के दाता ने
The bestower of all attainments. The bestower of all attainments has given you all the attainments. The bestower of all attainments has given you all the attainments. So,
सर्व खजानों से
do you experience yourself to be full of all treasures? Do you experience yourself to be full of all treasures?
खजानों की जमा करने की सहज विधि भी
Bap Dada has also told you the easy way to accumulate the treasures.
अविनाशी खजाने
The way
उन सभी खजानों
to
की
attain all the imperishable treasures, the way to attain all the imperishable treasures is a dot. A dot. That is the way to attain all the imperishable treasures.
खजानों में भी
Just as perishable treasures
लगाते जाओ
increase by adding a zero,
बढ़ता जाता है
as you keep on adding zeros, the number increases, does it not?
अविनाशी खजानों की
Similarly, the method to accumulate the imperishable treasures is also a dot.
बिंदी लगाना
Is also a dot, to apply a dot.
तीन विद्या है
There are
एक मैं
the three
आत्मा
dots.
बिंदी
There are the three dots.
भी बिंदी
The soul is a dot. I, the soul, am a dot.
में
The Father is a dot.
जो भी बीत जाता
And whatever happens in the drama
स्टॉप अर्थात
is a full stop. That is a dot.
तो बिंदी लगाने
So, do you know how to apply a dot?
सबसे ज्यादा सहज मात्रा कौन सी
What is the easiest punctuation mark to apply? It is to apply a dot, is it not? Applying a dot is the easiest punctuation mark. So the soul is a dot,
पाप भी बिंदी
Father is a dot,
इस स्मृति से
and through this awareness,
सुधई खजाने जमा हो जाए
your treasures automatically accumulate.
और बिंदी को सीकन में याद करने से
By remembering the dot in a second,
कितनी खुशी होती
you receive so much happiness. By remembering the dot in a second, you receive so much happiness.
ये सर्व खजाने
All of these treasures
आपके भ्रमण जीवन का
all of these treasures
अधिकार
are the right to your Brahmin life.
क्योंकि
All these treasures are the right to your Brahmin life.
ये बन
Because to be a child
अर्थात अधिकारी बन
means to have a right. To be a child means to have a right.
और विशेष तीन संबंध का अधिकार प्राप्त होता है
And you specially have a right to the three relationships.
परमात्मा को बाप भी बनाया
You made God your father,
शिक्षक भी
your
बनाया
teacher,
और सतु
and also your Satguru.
इन तीनों संबंध से
Through these three relationships,
पालना पढ़ाई से
through these three relationships,
साफ इन
you attain sustenance,
सतगुरु
the study,
दान मिलता
which is the source of income, and blessings from the Satguru.
वरदान मिलता है।
you receive the blessings so easily.
क्योंकि बच्चे का
Because
जन्मसिद्ध
it
अधिकार
is a child's birthright to receive blessings from the Father.
बाप के वरदान प्राप्त करने का।
Because it's a child's birthright to receive blessings from the Father.
बाप दादा हर बच्चे का जमा का
Bap Dada is checking every child's account of accumulation. Bap Dada is checking every child's account of accumulation.
अपने हर समय का जमा का खाता चेक
All of you should also check your account of accumulation at every moment.
जमा हुआ व नहीं हुआ उसकी विधि है।
The method to check whether you have accumulated or not is whatever actions you performed,
स्वयं भी संतुष्ट
you yourself should be content,
और जिसके साथ
and
किया वो भी
whomever you perform that action with should also be content.
दोनों में संतुष्टता है
If there is contentment in both,
समझो
then you can understand
कर्म का खाता
that you have accumulated in your account.
अगर स्वयं में
If
वह जिससे संबंध है
there isn't
उसमें
contentment
संतुष्टता नहीं है
in either yourself or in the one with whom you perform that action,
तो जमा
then you haven't accumulated. If there isn't contentment in either yourself or in the one with whom you perform that action, then you haven't accumulated.
बाप दादा सभी बच्चों को
Bap Dada
समय
also
की सूचना भी देते रहते हैं।
Bap Dada also continues to warn all of you children about the time. Bap Dada also continues to warn all of you children about the time.
संगम
This
का
present
समय
time of the confluence age
सारे कल्प में श्रेष्ठ
is
श्रेष्ठ
the
समय
most elevated of all throughout the whole cycle.
क्योंकि ये संगम में
Because
श्रेष्ठ कर्मों के बीज बोने का समय
because it is this confluence age that is the time to sow the seeds of elevated actions.
ये फल प्राप्त करने का
It is the time to attain the practical instant fruit. It is the time to attain the practical instant fruit.
इस संगम समय में एक सेकंड
Every second of this confluence age
श्रेष्ठ देश
is the most elevated of all. Every second of this confluence age is the most elevated of all.
सभी एक सेकंड में अशरीरी स्थिति में स्थित हो सकते हो
Can all of you become stable in the bodiless stage in 1 second? Can all of you become stable in the bodiless stage in 1 second?
बाप दादा ने सहज विधि सुनाई है
Bap Dada has told you an easy method.
निरंतर याद के लिए
Bap Dada has told you an easy method.
एक विधि बनाओ
Adopt a method
सारे दिन
for constant remembrance. Adopt a method for constant remembrance.
सभी बोलते हो
All of you speak 2 words throughout the day,
बोलते हो
and you say those words many times.
वो दो शब्द है
Those 2 words are I
और मेरा
and mine. You speak these 2 words throughout the day many times.
मैं शब्द बोलते
But
हो
when you now when you say the word I,
तो बाप ने परिचय
the Father has given you the introduction.
कि मैं
I am
आत्मा
a soul.
तो जब भी मैं
So whenever you say the word I,
तो ये याद
then
करो
remember
कि मैं
I
आत्मा
am a soul.
अकेला मैं नहीं सोचूं
Do not think of I alone.
आत्मा हूँ
Along with I, think I am a soul.
क्योंकि आप तो जानते हो
Because you know that you are
कि मैं श्रेष्ठ
an elevated soul,
परमात्मा
and that
पालना के अंदर
that
वाली
you are a soul who is within godly sustenance.
और जब
Because you know that you are an elevated soul and that you are a soul who is within godly sustenance. And when you say the word mine, who is mine? Who is mine? My Baba, that is God the Father. My Baba, that is God the Father.
भी मैं और मेरा
So,
शब्द
whenever you say the words I and mine,
उस समय ये
then make this addition. I the soul and I the soul and my Baba.
जितना मेरापन लाएंगे
The more you bring about the consciousness of mind with the Father,
उतना याद सहज होती
the easier your remembrance will become.
क्योंकि मेरा कभी भूलता
Because you never forget anything that is yours. Something which is mine is never forgotten. Throughout the day,
मेरा ही
you only remember the things that are yours.
तो इस विधि से
So with this method,
सहज
you can easily become
निरंतर योगी
constant yogi souls. You can easily become constant yogis.
बाप दादा ने
Bap Dada
हर बच्चे को
has made
स्वभाव
every child sit on the seat of self-respect. Bap Dada has made every child sit on the seat of self-respect.
स्वमान की लिस्ट अगर स्मृति
If you bring the list of self-respect into your awareness, it is such a long list. If you bring the list of self-respect into your awareness,
क्योंकि
it is such a long list.
में स्थित है
When you are stable in your self-respect,
अपमान नहीं आ सकता
there cannot be body consciousness.
देह अपमान होगा
There will be either body consciousness or self-respect.
मान का
The meaning of self-respect is
आत्मा का
the meaning of self-respect is
स्मृति का स्थान
to remember, to have in the awareness the elevated place, that is the soul. The meaning of self-respect is
सभी
to come from that place of elevated awareness, that is the soul. So are all of you
स्वमान में स्थित है
Are all of you stable in your self-respect?
जितना स्वमान में स्थित
The more you are stable in your self-respect,
उतना
the more natural,
दूसरे को सम्मान देना
the more natural it will be to give respect to others. The more you are stable in your self-respect, the more natural it will be to give respect to others.
तो स्वमान में स्थित रहना
It is so easy. It is
कितना सहज
It is so easy to remain stable in your self-respect. Is it not? it's easy to remain stable in your self-respect, is it not? So Baba is demonstrating how to remain in self-respect.
उस समय खुश निमा रहते हैं
Do all of you remain happy?
क्योंकि खुश निमा
Do all of you remain happy?
रहने वाला दूसरे को भी खुश
Those who remain happy themselves also make others happy.
दादा सदा कहते हैं
Bap Dada always says,
कि सारे दिन में खुशी
throughout the day, never lose your happiness. Throughout the day, never lose your happiness.
क्यों
Why?
खुशी ऐसी चीज है
Because happiness is such a thing
जो
that
एक ही खुशी में
in just
हेल्थ भी है
in just that happiness, there is health,
और है
there is wealth, and you are also happy. In happiness, there is health,
खुशी
wealth, and you're also happy. If there isn't happiness,
नीरस रहती
life is without sweetness. It is dry.
जाता है
It is for happiness
खुशी
that it is said that there is
कोई खजाना
no treasure like happiness.
कितने भी खजाने
No
हो
matter how many treasures you may have,
लेकिन खुशी नहीं
but if you haven't got happiness,
खजाने से भी
then
प्राप्ति
you
नहीं
cannot
कर सकते
attain anything from those treasures.
खुशी के लिए कहा जाता
It is of happiness that it is said,
जैसे
there is no nourishment like happiness. No treasure like happiness, no nourishment like happiness.
तो वेल्थ भी है खुशी
So wealth
और खुशी
is happiness, health is happiness too. Health and wealth,
है तो
both are happiness. And happy is said, and so you are happy anyway. So
तीनों ही चीज
there are all these three things in happiness: health, wealth, and happiness. All three in happiness.
बाप ने
The Father
अपना
has given you the treasure of imperishable happiness.
बाप का खजाना
Do not
माना नहीं
lose the Father's treasures. Do not lose the Father's treasures.
तो सदा खुश रहे
So, do you always remain happy?
बाप दादा ने होमवर्क दिया
Bap Dada has given you the homework
खुश रहना
to remain happy and to distribute happiness. Remain happy and distribute happiness.
खुशी ऐसी
Because happiness is such that
जो जितने
the more you distribute it, the more it will increase.
अनुभव करके देखा है
Have you experienced this?
गहरा अनुभव
You have experienced this, have you not?
अगर खुशी बांटते हैं
If you distribute happiness,
बांटने से पहले
before distributing, it increases in you.
खुश करने वाले से
When you please someone,
स्वयं खुश होते
you yourself become happy. When you please someone, you yourself become happy. You become happy
सभी ने
on even thinking that you have to please that one.
किया है
So have all of you done your homework? Have you? Those who have done it, raise your hand that you have to give happiness to everyone. Those who have done it, to remain happy, not to give reasons and excuses
दान स्वरूप
that I did not give happiness because of such and such. Raise your hand. Who has done this homework? Not to give reasons and excuses, but to be an embodiment of solutions. Raise your hand.
अभी ये तो नहीं कहेंगे
Now you will not say that
ये हो
this happened, that happened. Will you? Will you give excuses that because of this you could not be happy?
कई बच्चों ने
Some children have written to Bap Dada
अपने
with their result.
की है
They have written the result to Bap Dada, saying
ने परसेंट
to what percentage they remained
की नहीं
okay. To what percentage they remained okay. They have written to Bap Dada.
और लक्ष्य रखेंगे
If you keep the aim,
तो लक्ष्य से
you will automatically develop the qualifications for the aim.
अच्छा
Okay,
अभी क्या करना है
what are we going to do now? What is to be done now? And Muniben gets the mic and she says, Baba, it is the turn of Karnataka to serve.
कर्नाटक जोन वन
All those of Karnataka zone, please stand up.
अच्छा
Okay, see Baba's watching.
कर्नाटक वाले उठो
It is all those from Karnataka, stand up. So many. So many from Karnataka.
अच्छा है
It is good.
कर्नाटक वालों ने
Those from Karnataka
सेवा का गोल्डन चांस
have taken a golden chance.
क्योंकि आप संगम युग में
Those from Karnataka have taken a golden chance
फल मिलता है
because now at the confluence age you receive instant fruit. There is accumulation,
वार्धक्य
but the
फल
instant fruit, but
जो उसी
the
समय
instant fruit is that you receive instant happiness at the same time.
जितना दिन भी सेवा की है
So for however many days you did service,
वार्धक्य फल
did you receive, did you experience
में खुशी
instant happiness in yourself?
Pokia.
Did you experience instant happiness in yourself? Did you receive happiness?
Hatuto.
Raise your hand. Wow,
Kushimili.
everybody raising their hand, they received happiness.
Mayai.
Did Maya come?
Mayai.
Did Maya come?
Mayai.
She didn't come?
Jisko Maya nahi
Those
hai,
those to whom Maya did not come, raise your hand.
ko Maya hai.
What about Pandavas? Did Maya come to you?
Thodi hai.
Little bit Maya came?
Acha.
Acha. So they are saying no Maya came.
Yaka
Baba saying good. The atmosphere here is very cooperative.
bahut sahयोग देता
The
है.
atmosphere here is very cooperative.
जैसे साइंस वाले
Scientists
साइंस की शक्ति से
can change
वायुमंडल
the atmosphere with the power of science, don't they? Scientists can change the atmosphere with the power of science, don't they? They can change heat into coolness.
बना देते
Put the AC on and your atmosphere will become cool. So they can change heat into coolness. They create the atmosphere, do they not? And in the cold, they can create an atmosphere of warmth. Here, the power of silence.
अध्यात्मक
Here, the power of silence
स्मृति का
creates an atmosphere
मंडल बना
of the awareness of spirituality.
क्योंकि
Here, the power of silence creates an atmosphere of the awareness of spirituality.
में क्या रहता
When you do service here, what is the awareness
यज्ञ
you keep in your attitude? It is the service of the yajna.
यज्ञ का पुण्य बहुत बड़ा होता है.
This is the service of the yajna.
इस अविनाशी
The charitable,
यज्ञ में
the account of charity for the yajna, by serving in the yajna is very great. When you do service in this imperishable yajna, your attitude becomes elevated.
वायुमंडल भी
The atmosphere also becomes elevated.
अभी
Now,
कर्नाटक वाले
now,
क्या विशेषता दिखाई.
what speciality will those from Karnataka reveal?
कोई नया कार्य करके दिखाओ.
Demonstrate it by performing a new task. What speciality will those of Karnataka reveal? Demonstrate it by performing a new task.
क्या बहुत है.
The number of Karnataka, the quantity of souls in Karnataka is a lot. Many Brahmin souls in Karnataka. And the area of service is also very large. And the area of service is also very large.
कर्नाटक वाले
Those from Karnataka
बड़े थे बड़ी सेवा
can do
यही कर सकते हैं
this greatest task,
जो कर्नाटक के
that
कोई भी
not even the smallest place of Karnataka should remain without
जो आप
being served.
ना देवे.
No place of Karnataka should remain without being served. Otherwise, they will complain. Our father came and you didn't inform us.
सूचना नहीं
Huh?
दी. संदेश
This complaint should not come from anyone that our father came and you didn't inform us. You didn't give us the message. This complaint should not remain.
अच्छा बैठ जाओ.
Okay, you may sit down.
कर्नाटक वाले जो है वो 13,000 आए हैं बाबा. 13,000
13,000.
कर्नाटक वाले आए हैं.
13,000.
पहले वारी आए हैं वो.
Now those who have come for the first time stand up. Stand up. Those are the first timers stand up. All first timers stand up.
अच्छा. तो आप सभी को
Okay. Good.
जन्म
Congratulations
मुबारक.
to all of you for your Brahmin birth. Congratulations to all of you for your Brahmin birth.
अच्छा मिठाई तो मिलेगी.
You will receive toli anyway.
दादा
You will receive toli anyway.
मिठाई.
But Bap Dada is feeding you the Dil Khush toli, happy heart toli. Dadi Prakashmani used to love this toli. Dil Khush, she would say.
जन्म
Happy heart.
मधुबन
Always remember this Dil Khush toli
दिल
for coming to Madhuban the first time.
याद रखना. वो मिठाई
That toli will finish
मुख में
as soon as you put it in your mouth. It will finish. But this imperishable Dil Khush toli will always remain with you.
अच्छा बैठ जाओ.
Okay, okay, you may sit down now.
अच्छा
Okay.
बाप दादा की रूहानी ड्रिल याद है ना.
Do you remember Bap Dada's spiritual drill? You remember Bap Dada's spiritual drill, don't you? Now,
हर बच्चे से
Bap Dada wants
चाहे नहीं
every child, whether old or new,
चाहे छोटे है चाहे
either junior or senior.
छोटे और ही
In fact, the little ones
आप जल्दी बन सकते.
can quickly become like the Father.
तो अभी
So now,
सेकंड में
so now,
जहाँ मन को लगाने जाओ
so now, your mind, your mind
एकाग्र हो जाए.
should become stable.
ये एकाग्रता की
And concentrated wherever you want in a second.
सदाई
Constantly continue to perform this drill of concentration. Constantly continue to perform this drill of concentration.
अभी 1 सेकंड में
Now,
मन के
become
मालिक बन
a master of the mind in 1 second. Now, become a master of the mind in 1 second and become stable in the awareness of I
संसार
and my Baba are my world,
दूसरा न कोई
and there is none other. I and my Baba are my world,
एकाग्र
and there is none other.
स्मृति में
Be concentrated in this awareness.
चारों ओर के सर्व
Okay,
तीव्र पुरुषार्थी बच्चों
to all the intense effort making children everywhere,
उमंग उत्साह
to all the intense effort maker children everywhere,
और
to the children
के
who are the embodiments of
बच्चों को
experience of the flying stage with the wings of zeal and enthusiasm,
अपने स्वमान के
to the children,
सीट पर
to the children who always remain seated on their seat of self-respect,
सदा रहम दिल बन विश्व की आत्माओं को
to the merciful and compassionate children who are always merciful
कुछ न कुछ
and give souls of the world
अंजलि
a handful of happiness and peace through the power of their mind,
लो कृपालु बच्चों को
to the children who are always merged in the Father's love, and are seated on His heart throne. Bap Dada's love, remembrance and namaste, namaste,
प्यारे बाप दादा
namaste.
ने हम सबको
So
खुशी
we
जैसी
heard the
खुराक,
Murli
साइलेंस
and
की शक्ति और अपने स्वरूप में रहने का बहुत ही सुंदर अभ्यास भी कराया।